Hello, welcome to a video about OR logic gates. I am Emergency Bucket of Pufferfish, and we are playing Trailmakers. I will be showing you a very simple tutorial on how to use OR logic gates in Trailmakers, of course. So, to get started, we have two OR logic gates, just to make things extra simple, and trust me, it does. So, what we do with these two, when we have them hooked up to a positive R2. And what I just did was I hold down R1 and press X to enter settings. And you can make the positive input R2. And on this one, positive input is L2. And what that'll do is it will take one or the other of these two inputs and output. It can also take both because it is an OR gate. So what you want to do is you want to have two OR gates placed down. And of course, like we just said, wire them. So one is set to one of your keybinds and the other is set to another of your keybinds. You can do this with different keybinds and more of them actually. You can put as many as you like, or as you can fit keybinds on your controller or keyboard. But you do want to make sure that both of these are switched on to whatever output you want. So let's say if I want to power a jet, I need to have the jet be selected from the settings of my OR gate, along with the other one. The other must have it selected. You'll see a lot of around your jet or build these empty switches right here. If you want them to select to them other jets, miniguns, whatever you want to select the OR gates to output to, you can. But for now, we're just going to select them to this jet right here. So what this will do is we can have an input of L2 and an input of R2, and it will output to this Dragon jet. I'll show you what that does. So when I press R2, it will activate our jet. And these little lights right on the side, they don't do anything. They just show you what button I'm pressing, R2 and L2. Yeah. So when I press L2, it also activates our jet. I can also press one and the other. I can press both. But I only need one of them to be pressed. And this goes for however many OR gates you have linked up. You only need one to activate. So you can have L2 and R2 if you're ambidextrous. For jet power miniguns, you can do bottom arrow instead of X, or both. For miniguns, jets, whatever you can think of. But basically what the OR gates do is they take an input and they output to whatever you select it to. And with some other things, like if you did another one of these that I put a keybind to, let's say X for chance, then whenever I press X, and I must make sure, so these don't need quote wires here. These tubes are just to make it easier for you to follow along. To destroy my ground here. But this can be anywhere on your build, but as long as it's connected to this. Now I can press X, I can press R2, I can press L2, and they will all output to the same thing. Now, this will become a little more useful later on when making complex logic gates, but this is very beginner-friendly and simple, so I can also press all of these. And of course, it will activate. I want to thank you for watching. I hope you understood and learned, and I hope that this is very, very simple, and it will get us started into other logic gates. But for now, that's how you make an OR logic gates. Do one or more inputs to output to one or more devices, because of course we can link up these jets to have more, as long as we are all connected. When I press settings block on this block, it connects to these jets. So both of those will power. It doesn't really look like it, but they are both powering for whatever input I'm pressing. Once again, thank you for watching. This was Emergency Bucket of Pufferfish. Hope you enjoyed. Consider liking or subscribing, and I hope you have a good one. I will make more tutorial videos like this for beginners, simple logic gates. So have a good one. Peace out.